You step inside, the door clicks, your eyes scan every corner instantly. You move fast, you quietly. Salim, the furthest booth, back pressed hard against the solid wall. Someone makes you sit, back exposed to the entrance. Your skin crawls, your chest tightens uncontrollably. You tell your partner you just want a better view. But are you really choosing a chair, or is your ancient nervous system secretly hinting for unseen danger in a completely normal room? I know that feeling. The heavy exhaustion hits when you finally sit down. Perane, you failed again. Your partner rolls their eyes across the table, whispering that nobody is going to attack us in the middle of a brightly lit suburban coffee shop. Broken. You feel it. You desperately command your prefrontal cortex to take over and act like a normal, relaxed human being enjoying a casual, peaceful afternoon. Hopeless. It never works. You sit there, physically present, but mentally distant, intensely analyzing every single shadow that moves across the glass window. Alienated. So utterly alone. The rational part of your brain is screaming at you to just let your guard down and taste the damn coffee. Trapped, dude. You cannot yield. It is a quiet, brutal war happening entirely inside your own skull, eroding your capacity to simply exist in the present moment. Isolated, a heavy burden. You look around at the other patrons laughing, with their backs carelessly exposed, and a sharp, overwhelming wave of self-disgust washes over you completely. Defective. You hate yourself. You are exhausting your own spirit, burning through your daily energy reserves just to maintain a fragile illusion of safety in a totally harmless environment. Drained. So profoundly tired, you are suffocated by the incredibly heavy weight of your own uncontrollable irrationality. Powerless. Complete silent despair. But before you continue punishing yourself, listen to this. You are not crazy, and you are certainly not broken. To understand why your body reacts with such intense hostility when your back is exposed, we must look at the crushing reality of your daily existence as a working adult. You have likely just finished an exhausting 10-hour shift, navigating the relentless demands of your life. Your prefrontal cortex, the logical CEO of your brain responsible for emotional regulation, has been working in overdrive since the moment you woke up. Every single email you cautiously drafted, every fake smile you offered to a demanding client, and every frustration you patiently swallowed required a measurable, physical amount of blood glucose to execute. This finite daily reserve of mental energy is severely limited, and this biological phenomenon is scientifically known as ego depletion. Now imagine dragging this already weary brain into a bustling public space and then deliberately forcing it to sit in a tactically vulnerable position with no visual access to the main entrance. You are demanding your logical mind to manually override millions of years of hardwired survival programming. It is an impossible task. The windshield wipers are violently slashing at maximum speed. The radio is crackling with static news updates. The children are loudly screaming in the cramped back seat, and you are desperately straining your exhausted eyes to read a blurry, distant traffic sign. SH down. You are paralyzed. Your prefrontal cortex at the end of a long day is exactly like that utterly overwhelmed driver, frantically trying to process chaotic sensory information while gripping the steering wheel in sheer terror. Exhausted. It simply breaks. When you are forced to sit with your back to the door, your brain instantly activates an elevated state of spatial hyper-vigilance, running a constant background security protocol to compensate for the lack of visual data. Because you cannot see the threat, your mind must mathematically calculate every footstep, analyze every clatter of dishes, and predict the trajectory of every unseen stranger behind you. This invisible mental labor is incredibly expensive from a metabolic standpoint. You are burning through your last drops of willpower just to suppress the primal urge to secure the perimeter. The cognitive overload is staggering, tearing down your conscious defenses entirely. Depleted. You are empty. You are fighting a massive biological war while trying to casually sip a latte, and your neural circuitry simply cannot sustain this active suppression. Collapsed, game over. When the conscious driver has finally collapsed on the steering wheel, the brain is forced to call in a stunt double to take over. This stunt double steps out from the shadows the exact moment your conscious mind surrenders to the sheer exhaustion of daily existence. Have you ever experienced that deeply unsettling physical shiver of sudden realization during a mundane task? You reverse your vehicle out of your driveway, navigate flawlessly through 3 busy intersections, and suddenly a cold wave of panic hits your chest. Did you actually press the remote to close the garage door? Or perhaps you drive 15 miles on a crowded, rain-slicked highway straight to your house, pulling safely into your parking spot without possessing a single conscious memory of the vehicles you passed, the lanes you changed, or the turns you made. Who was operating that complex machine during those lost minutes? Think about it carefully. The basal ganglia, This ancient primitive cluster of neurons resting deep within the core of your brain acts as a fiercely loyal yet entirely blind caretaker. When your past environment contained chaotic elements, emotionally unpredictable guardians, or extremely high-stress professional hazards, your nervous system learned a permanent lesson. Surprise are inherently dangerous, and vulnerability is a luxury you cannot afford. To keep you alive without constantly burning precious conscious energy, the unconscious employs a highly efficient neurological process known as chunking. It takes a complex sequence of survival behaviors such as rapidly scanning a new room, analyzing all potential escape exits, calculating invisible blind spots, and identifying the tactically secure corner, and permanently binds them together into one massive, automatic reflex block. You are no longer making a deliberate decision to sit facing the door. The blind butler is simply executing a rigid survival script that was written years ago in the fires of your past adversity. If you grew up in a profoundly unpredictable household where heavy footsteps in the hallway meant you had to brace for impact, or if you served in a volatile profession where dropping your guard could result in catastrophic consequences, your physical biology adapted to protect you. It transformed hyper-vigilant situational awareness from an active, exhausting daily choice into a permanent, effortless muscle memory that runs quietly in the background. Your brain grouped the entire threat assessment protocol into an impenetrable neurological habit, ensuring you will always intuitively claim the dominant alpha position in any room before your logical mind even registers the menu in your hands. This autopilot mode is absolutely perfect. But for this unconscious machine to truly get addicted to a behavior, it needs a spark. That spark is dopamine. Most people completely misunderstand this powerful neurochemical, mistakenly believing it is the biological reward for happiness, joy, or absolute satisfaction. It is not. Dopamine is the relentless hormone of anticipation, the agonizing itch of expectation that desperately demands to be scratched. Think about the bizarre, almost pathetic urge that forces you to stand up, walk slowly into your quiet kitchen, and pull open the heavy refrigerator door for the 5th time this afternoon. You already know exactly what is sitting inside that chilling illuminated box. You logically know there is only a half-empty carton of expired milk, some wilting green vegetables, and a few lonely eggs. Yet your brain relentlessly whispers to you, urging you to pull that cold handle just one more time, desperately convincing you that perhaps something entirely new has magically materialized on the empty shelves. The intense, uncomfortable feeling of nervously checking your professional work emails on a peaceful Sunday evening, or mindlessly refreshing a blank screen in the dark, is identical to opening that barren refrigerator. Your spatial hypervigilance, your absolute need to secure the corner booth, operates on the exact same exhausting neurological loop. When you press your back against that solid brick wall and lock your eyes onto the glass restaurant entrance, you are not establishing a masterful tactical dominance over your environment. You are endlessly opening the psychological fridge again and again. Every single time the heavy wooden door swings open and a new figure steps inside, your heart rate spikes with a microdose of agonizing anticipation. A harmless waiter walks in carrying water. The anticipation suddenly drops and your brain immediately demands another hit of that waiting game. It is a fundamental biological phenomenon known as reward prediction error, effectively trapping your conscious mind in a permanent state of restless, unending observation. Do you constantly monitor the main exit because you actually want to face a dangerous physical confrontation? Not at all. You are blindly serving the tierst. The elation of absolution coal has completely hijacked your exhausted nervous system, forcing you to remain perpetually on high alert without any logical justification. You are constantly feeding a hollow, empty cycle, hopelessly addicted to the tiny, temporary relief that immediately follows every single false alarm. This is the bideception of your own neurochemistry, a beautifully cruel trick that completely transforms a quiet, friendly coffee shop into a stressful, high-stakes military surveillance mission. You are not actively protecting your family from invisible enemies, you are just aggressively satisfying a relentless chemical craving for predictable spatial outcomes. You deeply hate this exhausting loop and think your brain is permanently broken? You are wrong. This spatial obsession is absolutely not a psychological flaw, it is a tactical advantage. Your ancient nervous system operates perfectly. It possesses the situational awareness of a bodyguard. You are executing a high-level feature. Your primal biology is actively protecting you. You subconsciously carry the heavy burden of safety. You protect everyone sitting at your table. You are the silent guardian of the tribe. This behavior is a servile instinct. G.E.E.9. The modern world overwhelms standard human senses. Your mind built a superior defense mechanism. It shields your fragile system from total collapse. You absorb the unseen dangers of the environment. You bear the weight of potential threats. Ordinary people cannot handle this constant vigilance. Your mind processes the chaotic wilderness around you. You do not suffer from a broken brain. You exhibit an evolutionary masterpiece. Your ancestors survived because they sat like you. They watched the entrance of the primitive cave. They guarded the vulnerable members of the pack. Your hyper-vigilant trait kept your lineage alive. You inherited a magnificent biological armor. You constantly scan the horizon for hidden predators. This internal alarm system is a sacred gift. It prevents the catastrophic failure of your mind. You stand as the ultimate protector of life. Your seating choice is a calculated defensive maneuver. You're a masterpiece of human adaptation. Your instincts are razor sharp and fiercely loyal. This is a joyous tactical advantage. Your brain is valiantly rescuing your weary soul. It shields you from the crushing modern pressure. You are a warrior resting in a busy room. Your body refuses to become an easy target. This is an ancient survival feature. It keeps the unseen terror at bay. You are perfectly designed for a dangerous world. You should honor this magnificent primal instinct. It is a brilliant evolutionary adaptation. You hold the invisible shield for your loved ones. They laugh while you secure the perimeter. Your sacrifice ensures their complete peace of mind. You are not a victim of blind paranoia. You are the apex predator of the environment. Your sharp eyes miss absolutely nothing around you. This is a brilliantly architectural desert. Your mental fortress is completely impenetrable. The loud cafe is your modern hunting ground. You command the room from the safest corner. Your lineage demands this profound spatial dominance. You represent the pinnacle of evolutionary survival. When you finally begin to understand the profound depths of this ancient biological machinery, the heavy burden of constant self-judgment will slowly start to melt away, leaving behind a gentle silence of absolute acceptance. You no longer need to violently force yourself to sit openly exposed in the middle of a crowded room, desperately trying to prove to the surrounding world that you are a completely relaxed and normal human being. The harsh war inside your exhausted mind can finally come to a peaceful end, simply because you now realize that there is absolutely nothing fundamentally wrong or permanently broken within your spirit. It is perfectly fine to walk into that noisy restaurant, gently scan the unfamiliar environment, and quietly claim the safest cornered table by the solid wall, allowing your weary body to finally set down its invisible armor. By intentionally giving your overloaded system exactly what it needs to feel entirely secure, you are creating a sacred space of inner stillness where true healing can gently take root and slowly flourish. You have endured unimaginable stress and navigated through intensely chaotic environments in your past, so you have rightfully earned every single ounce of this magnificent, protective instinct that watches over you today. Instead of harshly criticizing your own natural reactions, you can learn to simply observe them with a warm, comforting wave of profound compassion, recognizing that your body is always trying to safely carry you home. As you deeply embrace this beautiful awareness, the frantic urge to constantly calculate every hidden threat will naturally dissolve into the background, gently replaced by a profound, expansive sense of enduring peace. You are infinitely larger and significantly more complex than those exhausting, repetitive loops of fearful anticipation, and you hold the quiet power to patiently guide your own soul back into the soothing embrace of the present moment. Allow yourself the absolute grace to honor these deeply ingrained survival mechanisms, gracefully offering your mind the quiet permission to rest comfortably in the shadows, while your spirit bathes in the warm light of newfound understanding. There is a breathtaking beauty in realizing that you do not need to wage a bitter war against your own nature, but rather you can sit peacefully beside it, holding its hand with infinite, overflowing tenderness. The next time you find yourself carefully choosing the seat that looks directly toward the distant entrance, simply take a long, deep breath and quietly thank the ancient protector inside your chest for its relentless, unwavering devotion. This simple act of quiet recognition is the ultimate key to unlocking a lifetime of mental freedom, allowing you to seamlessly flow through the chaotic world with the graceful, unbothered elegance of a truly awakened observer. Do you always need to find the hidden exit before you sit? It is okay. You are safe. The long war is finally over. The invisible armor can gently fall if you are truly ready now to bravely face the profound secrets hiding quietly inside your beautiful mind. Just stay here. Walk with me into the depths of human awareness. We will decode the silent signals until we meet in the next layer of truth. Breathe very slowly. Just let go. You are home.